Guys, it's me, Paco, and you're watching Bad Witch Books. Hey guys, it is already November. I do not know how we got to this point in the year, and I'm about to do my November TBR. I legit, like I said, do not know how October is already over, basically. It is like the last week of October, and time is wild. It is weird how we are already so far into the year, like legit 2 months left. We got 2 more TBRs left, so let's get to it, shall we? So I have about like 10-ish books that I have to read. 5 of them were chosen by Princess, because last year I had Princess choose my TBR, and this year again I do. I think it's going to be a tradition I do. But let's get to it. So I'm going to start with the 5 books that I need to read that aren't chosen by Princess, and then we'll go to the next 5. So the first are 2 books, I'm counting them as 1 because they're 2 graphic novels, or 2 comic binds-ups. So they're my book club for the Enchanted Forest Book Club picks, and they are Monica Rambeau Photon, which is follows Monica Rambeau in a solo series. This is by A Viewing, and I'm really excited because I think this is like her first ever solo series, and I love the character, so I'm very excited to get to this. This is my book club pick for Enchanted Forest Book Club, but also the other pick is Miss Marvel Volume 1 by G. Willow Wilson. This is her first ever appearance. I'm choosing these 2 books because I know the Marvels is coming out in November, and I thought it'd be fun to do 2 comics where we introduce the two of the main characters in that. Not introduced, because Monica Rambeau's been around since like the 70s, but this is her first solo. But I think it's fun. It'd be fun to like tie a movie into it. But yeah. So those are the picks for my book club. And the pick for the book club I go to, I believe, is a One Dark Doorway. I forget the author's name, but the book will be right here. This book is about a couple of wizards who, I believe, after a teleportation spell goes wrong, end up in the wilderness and have to fight for survival. That is pretty much all I know about this. This book was not on my radar at all, and it is a complete random pick, but I am intrigued to get into it. So the rest of the books that are not from Princess are a part of my TBR challenge, my 23 for 23, and I am seriously behind. I did not read any of these books in October that I was supposed to, so you'll see a lot of repeats. So we have Gideon the Ninth by Miss Temesir Muir, which is about lesbian necromancers in space, but I'll read an actual description right now. Brought up by the unfriendly onslaughting nuns, ancient retainers, and countless skeletons, Gideon is ready to abandon life of servitude and an afterlife as a reanimated corpse. She packs up her sword, her shoes, her dirty magazines, and prepares to launch her daring escape, but her childhood nemesis won't set her free without service. Harrowheart Nogosmi, Reverend daughter of the Ninth House and Bone Witch extraordinaire, has been summoned into action. The Emperor has invited the heirs to each of his loyal houses to a deadly trial of wits and skill. If Harrowheart succeeds, she will become an immortal, all-powerful servant of the resurrection. But no necromancer can ascend without their cavalier. Without Gideon's sword, Harrow will fall, and the Ninth House will die. Of course, some things are better than dead. So I am intrigued to get into this. I wanted to read it this month, but I just didn't. I've been kind of in a slow listening slump of audiobooks, so this was one that failed. I didn't get to it, so I'm excited to read it. Next book is one that's been on my TBR for 2 months now, but I do need to get into The Iron Raven by Julie Kakawa. I've talked about this enough, so I'm not going to go over it again. And then last is The Sky Beyond Storm, which is the last book by Sabaa Tahir's quartet. I've talked about this already, so I won't go into the description again. This is the 4th book in this series, and I'm very excited to start this. I just didn't get to it because I was trying to focus last month on my spooky reads for my TBR challenge, my readathon, so I didn't get to those. So now we're going to get to the Princess, so cut to Princess.
Pleasantly surprised to hear you were joining us today.
Oh, well, I'm always ready to lend a hand, Dr. Weber. Hey, how's your dad?
Here's 3975 hall, 3rd door on the right. There.
Okay, I'll escort you. And you can tell me what it would take to steal you away from Sam Presbyterian. You can use an extra hand around it.
Hello, I'm Princess, and I'm helping Pago choose his TBR. More like I'm choosing it for him, which, it's fine or whatever. It's cool. But he sent me some prompts, so I'm going to go ahead and fill said prompts. The first prompt he gave me was The Evil Queen, which was a beautiful cover. He also sent me some books, like his books that he hasn't read. So I'm trying to stick with those books, but he will have to buy a book. So, spoiler alert for that. So the book that I'm choosing for the beautiful cover is, let me grab it. Paco, you can like take this out, right? The Foxglove King by Hannah Whitten. So this is a beautiful cover. It's gorgeous. And I think that you should read it and then tell me how it is, because I haven't read it yet.
I didn't cut that part out. I am not great at editing. You notice. You love me though. And the first pick Princess chose was The Foxglove King by Hannah Whitten. So, beautiful cover. She's right. Gorgeous cover. I love it. I wish I had the fairy loot edition, but I'm not bitter. So, I'll read the description. Lore has been living by her wits since she was a child, running poisons for the cartel that took her in, avoiding the attention of the law, and keeping her affinity for death magic a secret, because mortem is a rare and illicit commodity, and using it could mean death. When a job goes wrong and Lore is captured by the sainted Night King's warriors, monks, she expects a pyre, but King August has a different plan. Entire village is on the outskirts of this county have been dying overnight, seemingly at random. Lore can either use her magic to find out what's happening or die, and the king suspects his arrogant and some heir is behind it. Thus into the lavish court with no one can be believed and even fewer can be trusted. Lore must navigate an intricating web of politics, religion, and forbidden romance and solve the king's mystery. A mystery more dangerous and twisted than Lore can even imagine. So I'm very excited to get into this. This is like one of my most interested. This is like one of the books I've been like waiting for an excuse to read, so I deeply appreciate that, Princess, for you making me read this. It'll probably be one of the first books I physically read this month. Gorgeous. So next book that...
Okay, and the next one is Mount Olympus, which is mythology, and for that I am choosing An Arrow to the Moon by Emily X.R. Pan. I don't exactly know what mythology this is, but I'm fairly positive that this is some type of mythology. So, here you go. And you already have this book. Yours looks different than mine, but you already have this book. So, again, let me know how it is, because I haven't read it yet. So, let me know.
Thank you, Princess. So the next book that Princess chose was An Arrow to the Moon by Emily X.R. Pan. This is my gorgeous cover. I have the Fairy Loot edition, but I might buy a physical hardback because I'm going to physically read this. And it's easier for me to physically read hardcovers. So, but I'll read the back of it to you guys. Hunter, the luminous story, love story kits bone deep. Okay. Hunter Yi has the perfect aim with a bow and arrow, but all else in life is years off course, hindered by his family's past mistakes. The only thing keeping him from running away are his younger brother and a supernatural wind and the bewitching girl at his new school. Luna Chang dreads the future. Graduation looms ahead, and her parents' exceptions are shifting. Then her life is turned upside down by a strange new boy in her class. The unearthly fireflies that follow her around, and an ominous crackle that begins to spread across town of Fairbridge. As Hunter and Luna navigate the feud between their families and uncover hidden secrets, everything around them begins to fall apart. And they can depend on their love, but time is running out and fate will have a way. A spellbinding interpretation of Romeo and Juliet filled with romance, magic, and Chinese mythology. I'm very excited to read this. Just chose this for the Mount Olympus prompt, and I am very excited. This has been on my radar for a while, and I'm glad I finally get to read it. Good pick, Princess. Now, back to Princess.
Okay, so this next one is an Indigenous author, and you have a book that I don't have, but I'm going to go with, I want to say it's called White Horse. So you have it already, so you can put it in and all that good stuff or whatever. But that's my choice since you have it, I don't. And I think it's a thriller or something, but, good luck with that.
Princess pick was White Horse by Erica T. Warren. I'll be honest with you, the only reason I have this book is because of the Book of the Month pick, and it was when I was trying to be into Book of the Month. So that's the only reason I have this. I'm not really a thrillery person, but I will be reading this because this does fit the Danny Moonstar prompt, which is to read a book by an Indigenous author. Now I'll read the description to y'all. Heavy metal, ripped jeans, Stephen King novels, and the occasional beer at White Horse have defined urban Indian Carl James' life so far. But when her cousin Debbie finds an old family bracelet that once belonged to Kari's mother, is inevitably called upon by her mother's ghost and a monstrous enemy, and Carly's willful ignorance about her past is no longer sustainable. Haunted by visions of her mother and hunted by mysterious creatures, Carly must find out what happened to her mother all those years ago. Her father, permanently disabled from a car crash, can't help. Her auntie Squeaker seems to know something but isn't eager to give it all up at once. Debbie wants to help, but her controlling husband keeps getting in the way. Carly's journey towards the truth, long denied by both family and law enforcement, forces her to confront her dysfunctional relationships through a friend. That's about a friend she lost in childhood and her desire for one of the things she's always wanted but could never have. I am excited to read it now, reading the description. I wasn't really completely sure what this is about or remembered what it's about, but it seemed like family drama, and you know how I love some family drama, and it seems to be maybe like a magical realism-ish book, but I am excited to get into this. It's a thriller, I think I've heard also, so White Horse.
Okay, so this next one is for the family element, and you've already read the first one. I didn't see the second one, so I think you're going to have to buy it, which is fine with me. I don't know about you, but it's fine with me. So I'm going to go with this one right here, which is Stardust in Their Veins, which is the second one in this series. I don't know how many there's going to be or anything. You read the first one and you liked the first one because I recommended it to you. So here you go. It's kind of thick, so good luck with that. But I'm so excited for you. So yeah, buy the book and read the book and let me know how it is. I've read it yet.
Thanks,
so
Princess, for making me buy a book. We'll see if I buy it, because I still haven't even bought the first book. But yeah, I will be reading the sequel to A Silver in Their Eyes, I think it's called. I forget what the sequel is called. Princess just said it. The cover will be here. But I know the first book is about the queen, the empress or whatever, has sent her 3 daughters to marry 3 different kings. And everybody thinks they're there to make an alliance, but in reality, the queen's goal is for the daughters to kill their lovers and take over, and then so she can get a big empire. And the first one was pretty interesting. I did read it last November. I'm very excited to read it this year when I get to it. And last, Princess, take.
Okay, so the final prompt, I believe, is the Maleficent prompt, which is revenge, right? I think you can correct me, I guess. But anyways, for that, I'm going to help you out and give you Crooked Kingdom. We're supposed to be buddy reading this anyway, so there you go. And I'm super happy to be reading this with you and Thousand and possibly Nelly. So, revenge plot. If you know, you know. The bitches that get it. The bitches that don't, won't. But, you know, totally, you should be reading this, and I hope you enjoy it. That is the final prompt, and I hope that your reading goes well. You know, especially since, you know, this is my month and all, so hello. But anyways, okay, don't mind me, okay? Go ahead and get back to all that good stuff, back to Paco and his channels. Okay, cool. Bye.
So, thank you, Princess. The last book was and is Crooked Kingdom by Miss Lee Bardugo. This is the sequel to Six of Crows. Six of Crows is about people trying to commit a heist. This is a sequel, and this does fill the Maleficent prompt. I'm not going to say what it's about because this is a sequel and I don't want to spoil it, but I'm very excited to be ready reading this with Princess and Helen whenever we get to it. But here we go. So yeah, that is what I plan to be reading in November. I might add maybe some other physical books to read, because I do have a lot of books that I plan to listen to the audiobooks for. But I am very excited, and I will check. What are you guys reading in November? Are you guys having friends pick your TBRs? Or Princess let me pick her TBR? We'll see. But yeah, I will see y'all next time. I appreciate you all for watching. Like, comment, click the bell, do all the YouTubey things. And I will see y'all later. Princess channel will be, of course, linked below. Bye!